Hello Taurus, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got a Three of Wands, virtue. You're somebody that always tries to do the right thing. It doesn't always work out that way. It doesn't always work out in your favor. The right thing is not always what's going to benefit you, you know. You're someone who is able to really do the right thing, even if it is the difficult thing. Yeah. You have a strong sense of who you are. I think you've got a very strong personality. I feel that when you walk into a room, people notice that you're in the room, you know. And I don't think it's because you wear any sort of flashy colors, not like me. I feel it's because you have this sort of aura, this presence, you know. And I think it's one of strength. I feel that people really look to you to know what the right thing is, you know. In a lot of situations, I feel like people are kind of looking at you sort of in the corner of their eye, right? See, what's Taurus going to do, you know, to give you an idea of, you know, kind of, or to give them an idea of what they should do, right? I feel like you're an example for a lot of people. And maybe this is true. Maybe you recognize this in your personal life or your professional life, social things, family things, work stuff, your creative endeavors. I feel like you're a pretty strong leader. Okay. And you lead in that way that sort of inspires people to do the right thing, even if it's not going to directly benefit them. Okay. And that's the most difficult thing to do, right? It's easy to do the right thing when it's gonna feel good, you know, and it's gonna bring me something that I need or want, right? But it's another thing to feel good doing the right thing, even if it sort of puts us a step behind or puts us in a kind of a loss in some way, right? That's not the easiest thing to ever do. Let's see what's going on with this energy and you with some more cards here. We've got the Lover's card. This is a family thing. This may have to do with a romantic partner. There's somebody close to you with a Z name. I don't know who the Z person is. That may or may not be the person we're talking about here. I feel like you are in a situation where you want to do the right thing for this lover, maybe it's a close friend, maybe this is a best friend energy, maybe this is a romantic partner, maybe this is a family member of some other kind, right? There's a closeness, there's an intimacy here with you, okay? Could be your sibling, right? Could be a parent, yeah. But there's something that you're kind of struggling with a little bit. There's some decision I feel that you know you need to make regarding this person, but it's a tough one. This is one of those things where you know you want to do the right thing, but God, it's hard, you know? This does not have to be the lover. This does not have to be the romantic partner, but it could be. Okay? Let's see if we can get a little bit more context into this. Now we've got, Now we've got the Eon card. I wonder if this is really talking about us closing the door on some past issues. See, the Eon card here, this is rebirth, reawakening. This is the baptism by fire. This is the decision. to close the door on the past and step into our new adventure. So I wonder if you're kind of looking to, as much as it may kind of not feel the best in the moment, but to forgive and forget something from the past, to move on from something that has happened. And I don't know if it's moving on from this relationship. It could be, right? But it's definitely you walking through this doorway and shutting and closing the door behind you. I'm done with that past energy. We're thinking about the future. We're looking ahead now. Okay? This is not easy. It's a fiery doorway. You know, it's not going to be easy to walk through this. Okay? It's going to sting a little bit. But you know it's the right thing to do. Now, for this, let's do a Divine Doorway Oracle card. I'm just going to kind of go through here with my eyes closed, and I'm just going to pick a random doorway. It is the sunset. Time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. It's the sunset, right? It's the time where it's just that sun's going down. Okay? It's the closing of the day, the sun is setting on this past energy. What is in the past anyway? The Princess of Swords. You learned something, you know. There was a lesson here for sure, but you discovered something, or you learned something new that I think has changed the course of your future. Maybe you learned something about this person, or you know, perhaps even this is somebody presenting some information to you, or I mean, honestly, what it could be is even a bit of a proposal. Right? I mean, if we want to look at it that way, we don't have to, but we can. This is, you know, somebody kind of, this is maybe somebody popping the question to you. And as difficult as it's going to be, you know what decision you have to make. Right? And maybe, you know, we've got the sunset, we've got the fiery doorway, we're kind of closing the door on something. So whatever this was, now I don't know I doubt it was actually a proposal. If it is, somebody had kind of proposed to you, and I think that you're going to say no. Okay? But it doesn't have to be that. This is sort of a difficult conversation that we didn't want to have. Someone's telling us something and we're just like, no, I don't want to hear it. Okay? So we're sort of learning something we really don't want to know. Because now we're wrapped into something. Okay? It's like somebody's trying to tell you a secret, tell you some gossip. And you don't want to know because now you're involved. Well, now you're involved. Okay? And now you've got to choose your actions very carefully. And what we want to do is shut the door on something, and we want to move toward the future. It's something to do with a family member. It could be some sort of gossip or some sort of scandal. Let's see what is up above everything here. Yeah, 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords. I think you're someone that had to grow up really fast, right? Because I kind of see this image of you like, maybe you're like even the youngest in your family, but I feel like you have a lot of siblings. But I feel like you're the one that was always in charge. Even though you were the youngest, you're kind of the responsible one. Is that sort of making sense? The 9 of Swords is the realization that the right thing to do in this situation is not going to bring you the most pleasure and joy. You're not going to be like smiling at the end of this. But it's something you know you have to do, the decision or conversation that you know you have to have in order to shut the door on the past and move forward to the future. This is the pain of this doorway. This is I said it's a fiery doorway. Let's just say there's some spikes on the inside too. As you kind of, as you scrape through, it's not going to feel that great. This is that conversation that you have to have. It's almost as if you're, I don't know, let's say a relative has kind of admitted to you that they've been carrying on an affair with somebody like outside their marriage, and now the right thing for you to do. I don't know what that is, but you wish that you didn't have to be in this position. Okay? Or this is, this is that point of departure between you and a romantic partner. Well, this is the realization that perhaps they're proposing something about life that you can't go that direction, right? It's almost that they come in and say, "Hey, guess what? We're moving to Greece," and I can't move to Greece, So what's the right thing for you to do? Just say, I guess we're Greek now. That'd be okay with me. My ancestors are from there, so I'd be okay with that. But it's something like that. It's a piece of information, some sort of a conversation that now has put you in this position where you've got to do something. You've got to make a decision. And you know that the right thing to do is going to be, at least in the moment, not easy, not fun. Okay? That could be a lot of different things. We're just going through a couple examples here. In the future position, we've got the builder. We've got the Prince of Pentacles. That is a Taurus power card. So we're going to ring the bell. I know it's not really an occasion for celebration, but it might turn into that. Okay? Because this is you then making the decision to move forward, and it kind of looks like you're focused on your work. Okay? Maybe this is you knowing you got to break up with this person. Right? That they have just, revealed some stuff to you that you're just like, okay, I'm, red flags all over the place now. I'm out of here. It could very well be the sunset, right? The sun is setting on this situation. We're going through this doorway. We're closing the door on the past. And you're focused now on constructing the life that you desire, that you deserve. Let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And it's going to go right here. We're going to put our very own Kelly Kapoor right on top. Shout out to Mindy. I heard she is a fan of the show. And if you have a prediction for that card, put it in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do. It's totally free and it supports the channel, and I appreciate that. Let's talk about your general energy now. Let's go to the path of the Serpent. Four of Cups. The Four of Cups, again, is sort of you, one, knowing that doing the difficult thing is going to be immediately difficult and painful, but you're going to be okay. All right? That you're going to recover from that. Things are going to be fine. Okay? I feel like the Four of Cups is also in some ways, your recognition that it would be easier to make a different choice here, that it might be more immediately gratifying to you right now in this moment, but the long term would suffer, right? Whereas you go through the pain now, you do the difficult thing now, and it's going to make life a lot easier moving forward. Okay? And so, this is, it's kind of, in some ways there's this awareness that part of you really does want to avoid the difficulty right now. Yeah. That it would just be easier to not make that decision, or to pretend I didn't hear that information, or, to just, not have to do the difficult thing. Yeah. But I think that there's also maybe a larger part of you that knows that's going to just cause more trouble down the road. Yeah. So, I feel as if this is, it's kind of like a Band-Aid. You rip it off, it hurts really bad for a second, and then you're okay. Whereas if the Band-Aid's slowly getting pulled off, it's just like you're pulling out one hair and then another hair, and it's just an ongoing kind of torture, right? And that sounds worse to me. Anyway, let's see what's in the environment here. We'll come back to the Four of Cups as we need to. The Four of Cups, I think, is also the idea that your ship needs to really sail. It's time for you to set sail. Because the Four of Cups it's not good, it's not bad. It's just kind of like, I'm okay. We want to be more than okay. We want to be great. We want to transcend. We want to make progress. We want just infinite love and abundance and success. And, we want to make progress in life, not just be idling in the harbor, right? We've got a ship. Ships are meant to be on the water, sail, Let's see what's in the environment. The Emperor. Yeah, so this is a family thing. It could be even something to do with a father-type figure or an older male energy, okay? I feel like you recently started like redecorating your house or something like that, right? I feel there's a lot of, there's sort of a lot of changes that you've already been making, and I almost kind of feel like you've been changing things in your house lately. And it feels like it was, in some way, it's weirdly anticipating this decision. It's almost like somebody who is, they have no plans on going on a trip, but for some reason they've just been sort of gathering these little things into a little bag and you know what I mean? And getting like a suitcase packed. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. It's just weirdly sort of preparatory for this situation, yeah. The Emperor in the environment, I think it's you, again, sort of doing the right thing, right? It's you understanding that for the long-term success of you and your life and everybody involved, for the long-term goals here, difficult things, difficult decisions have to be made right now. I mean, that's what an emperor does, right? Thinks beyond themselves. I mean, a good emperor anyway. Thinks beyond themselves to what's going to be best for the realm long term. Way even after this one's gone. Am I leaving the empire in a better or worse state than I found it? And so I feel like this is really, and we confirm that with the Three of Wands in the beginning, right? So I feel like this is you sort of commanding the situation. This is you. You're reluctant. You don't want to. Again, part of us would rather just avoid the whole mess altogether. But this is you kind of saying, oh, okay, fine. We stand up, we put on our jacket, we put on a tie, I forgot my tie. And then we go do the damn thing. I don't want to, but it's the right thing to do, and I'm going to do it, And I think that we're going to be better off for it. Now, I do think that there is an older family member involved here in some way. The Tower, that's what we don't want. We don't want the Tower. This is the position of the difficulty. The difficulty is knowing that doing the right thing here is going to immediately upset everything. It's immediately going to we're just going to mix up all these cards. It's just going to be chaos. But it will settle. It is for the best long term. Joy to the world, 9 of Cups as our final outcome card. This is great. Okay, going from this really sort of, it hurts all over, to now it feels good all over, right? Well, we know that the Tower is sort of the necessary phase. We've got to break things down. We've got to go through this doorway. We've got to shut the door on the past in order to have this future. Okay, and that, I think, really is us not being content with just idling here in the harbor, avoiding this. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear any of this. I don't know anything here. I'm just going to be okay with my 4 of Cups. That's fine. I'll sit here and eat my sandwich. Or you do this. You start moving forward. You start building. And we get an even greater satisfaction in life. This is where you really belong, not here in the 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups is kind of like we're just avoiding the storm. I'm staying here in the harbor where it's just boring and I'm not fulfilled, I'm not doing anything, because I don't want to go out there and get those storms. There's storms out there in the ocean, big ones, scary ones. But I think that you're realizing that it's not worth it to stay here and avoid the storm. I'd rather just go take my chances with the storm, knowing that I can get through that Tower moment, Tower event, and get to the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is super abundance. This is physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, super abundance. This is the best outcome we could ask for, you know. So doing the right thing in this situation is leading to a greater long-term outcome for you. Avoiding it may feel better in the short term, but you're sacrificing the real satisfaction long term. Okay? But the tower is a difficult thing. You know, it's kind of the emperor is willingly going into a tower event, going into this sort of battle, going into a situation that we know is going to cause a little bit of chaos for a while, right? It's going to be a little bit of a mess, but eventually it's all going to settle. It's all going to be behind you, and you're going to have that 9 of Cups, right? Let's look at this mystery card now that we got some room on the table. Maybe it'll be another 9 of Cups, right? Maybe we'll get the sun. We had the sunset doorway card, right? Maybe we'll get the sunrise. Maybe we'll get the moon card, the sun card, Emperor, Tower. Maybe we'll get a 6 of Wands. We had the 3 of Wands, right? 3 of Wands was you knowing the right thing to do, and then maybe the 6 of Wands would be you doing the right thing. That your intention, right? I know the right thing to do. Your virtue is manifesting in action. I think 6 of Wands, right? Or the sun or the moon. Let's see what we have. Ah, yes. 6 of Wands. Victory. This is you knowing the right thing. See, it's one thing to get the 3 of Wands and say you know the right thing to do, but now this is you doing it. And it's working out a lot better than you thought. You see all the people around you are kind of cheering you on and championing you. You know, they're lifting you up, raising you up, and it's an honor, right, for you to kind of to do this, right? And I don't know exactly what it is. But I know that there's the reluctance to do it. We know it's going to upset things, disturb things, it's going to disrupt, going to cause chaos. But it's actually going to be a lot better than you thought. Okay? I think you're going to be appreciated for what you do. You're going to be sort of victorious here. Yeah. And I like this because it is the 3 plus the 3, getting that 6. So you know the right thing, and then you're doing the right thing. Yeah, your actions are reflecting your virtue. It's very special. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There is one down below. New readings for Taurus on Mondays. Bonus readings on Fridays. Be sure to watch both. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Does not cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.